When the monk said, go back to your doctor without an appointment tomorrow, I started to cry in the dream. And I said, my doctors won't listen to me tomorrow any more than they did yesterday. They just keep giving me the same tests over and over and tell me I'm healthy. If you want me to live, you have to help me. So my guide, this monk, reaches into his enormous sleeve and he pulls out something and he hands me this tiny white feather, no larger than one that, might escape from your pillow at night and glides to the bedroom floor. After he hands me this feather, he says, if you use this feather as though it were a sword and use it to fence with your doctor in your verbal battles with him, you'll win against the scientific facts. You need exploratory surgery. If you present your cause to the doctors as though you were an attorney standing before an incredulous judge who dislikes you, you're going to win. Then he turns around me and he just walks out of my dream, and the doors start closing behind him. And my previous dream starts right back up where it had stopped. It's as if somebody had taken my dream that I originally had off pause. Time had stood still as the monks from beyond time and space delivered their life-saving message to me and then left. I went back to my doctor the next day, and I showed up in his office without an appointment, and the secretary, called him. I think she's got a panic button, and she hit it. It's like she's back. And so he came out into the waiting room, and he said, Kat, why are you back? And I said, because I know something's wrong, and I really need to talk to you. So he said, okay, come on back to my office. And we didn't go into, the examining room. I went into his office and he said, well, tell me what you're thinking. And I said, look, I know something's really wrong and I want you to do exploratory surgery. And Mimi, he looked like I had just set myself on fire in front of him. He turned completely white and he goes, I can't do that. There's no grounds for it. It's against hospital policy, so I can't even get the okay to do it. It's against my policy. You have to think about the ramifications of exploratory surgery. There could be infection. There could be complications. Any number of things could go wrong. But and it was at that moment that I remembered my feather from the dream. And so in my mind, I imagined taking my feather out of my pocket and pointing it at the doctor. And I said, I don't know where else to go. I don't know what else to do. You need to help me. I know something's wrong. And it was almost as if, in the latest TV shows where the vampires come into a room and somebody says, you've got to leave. You've got to leave right now. And the vampire just kind of waves his hand and glamours that person, says, you want to go out and jump off the roof and land on your head. And the person goes, yes, I want to go out and climb up on the roof and jump off and land on my head. Well, my doctor said, okay, I'll be right back. And he left the office. He went out, made an appointment for exploratory surgery for me 3 days after New Year's.